I'm Dr. Alfred Serenian. I'm a composer, conductor, and music educator. And what you just heard is this instrument. It is called the electronic woodwind instrument, or an EWI. And this particular one is a mini EWI. It's a mini version of the actual EWI instrument, which looks like this. It's a full-on instrument by Akai called an EWI, or the electronic woodwind instrument, which we're going to be talking about in this video. So what this mini EWI is, it's basically a smaller version of it for beginners or for children. Now, it may look like a recorder, but it's not a recorder. Yes, they are the fingering of a recorder or any woodwind instrument, because it is a woodwind instrument. It's technically the same fingering as a saxophone, but it's in C. Now, the thumb in the back does not go on a hole like a recorder. It actually has 3 little buttons back there, and those are for the different octaves. So if you're going to play G, you can play an octave higher by changing the range, but going to the next fingering, and then another octave. Pretty high. So anyways, this instrument has internal sounds, but it also could be hooked up to a computer to having more external sounds. So you got those 2 options. It also has different forms of reverb and different other functionalities. And so it is definitely a really great instrument for the beginner. No experience is needed in order to learn this instrument. It's very simple, just like the recorder for a 3rd grader or a 2nd grader. But this is a lot more fascinating, a lot more fun, because it is technology. And what I'm offering is EWI classes with this instrument for the beginner, basically for the elementary level. I have method books that I have written in this concept. No other method books exist for this instrument. And the method books cover a wide variety of musical examples, developing the student on learning notes, phrasings, dynamics, as well as scales and skills. It is a method book that is made to start from scratch, the beginning, and it is in 2 levels. So there are 2 classes offered for the beginning student, and basically they will also perform at the end of the classes. So I will be offering these classes starting in fall of 2026 with this instrument and the method book. It's a fun and exciting way for students to learn the EWI. So let's talk about the difference between the mini EWI and the full EWI. Now the full EWI, as you can see, the fingerings are a little bit more complicated, and it is for a beginning student, but for more advanced, someone who has some sort of background in band instruments as well. But I do have method books for the older beginner or for adults to be able to play the EWI on the full EWI instrument with those method books. Now, I'm not offering these classes yet, but they will be offered starting in 2027. Although if there's any students that would like to have a one-on-one class on beginning on this, I am open to having classes on those as well. Now, here's the difference between this instrument and the mini EWI. One thing is, as you notice, that's got these longer buttons. They're just like the saxophone. And this is the C, and you can go to C sharp, or the sharps and the flats, by using one of these different buttons here as well. Now here you have rollers rather than buttons, and that rolls to different octaves. This here is 1, 2, 3, 4 octaves. But there are EWIs that go up to 7 octaves. So it can go to a very low range, like the bassoon range, all the way up to a piccolo range, so that you can have all sorts of different sounding instruments. Now, the thing is, this is called the USB EWI or the EWI USB. It has no internal sounds. It is hooked up to a computer, so therefore you're going to only use external sounds for this particular instrument. There are EWIs that have internal sounds as well, but also could be hooked up to a computer in order to having more synthesized sounds. What is the purpose of this? Well, you don't have just electronic, or you don't just have acoustic instruments. It's not going to be just a flute or a clarinet or a bassoon. You can actually make it sound like a trumpet or a brass instrument. I actually use this in my orchestra and I needed brass, so I had the EWI section all sound like brass. But I also like to have these other synthesized sounds as well, so therefore they have these synthesized, out of this world sounds or whatever I'm looking for. This is a very exciting new instrument. So the Mini EWI is for students in the elementary level because of their fingers are not big enough for the actual instrument. And the EWI instruments would be for middle school, 7th grade, and above. So there is beginning methods for the students in the middle and the high school level, moving to the advanced level. So this is all done in a progressive way, where after about a year or so, I will be offering an EWI Ensemble class. So all of these students who are developing the EWI, they can join the EWI Ensemble, where they're actually performing with other students in a variety of different ways. And these ensembles will not just have EWIs, but I will have guest musicians performing as a big, huge ensemble. So it's going to be a lot of fun for students. Want to learn more about the EWI? Check out my in-depth video on the instrument, the Enchanted EWI. The link is in the description below. Now, who should take these classes, both the elementary and the teen or high school level one? Any student that wants to develop musical skills, students that want to learn technology and instruments with technology, students who want to go into band, that wants to learn the woodwind fingering, because this is in the same sense as woodwind fingering. So students who want to go into band and beyond. And also just for fun. For adults who want to learn and explore a new instrument, it is definitely something for adults as well. So these classes are not just offered for kids, but for adults too, for different purposes and goals. But the main thing is, it's a fun new instrument to learn traditional techniques, blended with modern techniques, but of course with traditional music as well as modern music too. So anyone that's interested in these classes, I am going to be starting to offer them in the fall. Right now, I don't have the registration ready for them, but I do have registration forms on the website. If you go to pashamusiced.com, all the information is there, and go ahead and join the newsletter as well, so that you can get updated information about where the classes will be held and the registration forms for it. And also you can send a personal email asking any other questions that you have. I look forward to hearing from you, and I really look forward to teaching these classes starting in fall of 2026.